We will call to order the regular committee of the whole meeting. Can we begin with a roll call?
Councilmember Shemmers. Detterman.
Here.
Seeley.
Here.
Davis.
Here.
Oberon.
Here.
Mussman.
Here.
Kearns.
Here.
Mr. President, you're up.
Oh, hot dog, that's me. Mayor, City Council, City Administrator, Pat, how you doing? Excellent. My name is Andy Sokolovich. I'm the President and CEO of Grow Clinton. I'm excited today to come before you to introduce our new Director of Placemaking and Tourism at Grow Clinton, Sarah Smith. Sarah, would you join me up here? So real quick, before Sarah introduces herself, she really impressed us during the interview process. She did everything that we would expect somebody to do during an interview, paused, asked additional information, and really impressed us with her general knowledge of all of our economic development assets and our tourism assets throughout the community. She does reside in Camanche, Iowa, but she has stories linked to the showboats and the Lumber Kings and Eagle Point Park and the lodge and everything. So she was definitely a shoo-in, and she was the first interview, and so she raised the bar pretty high. So those that followed had a big task ahead of them, but she won out at the end, and we're excited to have her on board. So Sarah?
Thank you, yes. Well, I'm really excited to be here. I've met a few of you already, but it's nice to meet everybody else. Like he said, I am from Camanche. I'm a lifelong Clinton resident. I graduated from Camanche in 2016, moved away just briefly for school, and then came back to the Quad Cities to start my professional career. But I'm really excited to be here in Clinton, my hometown, today. This position is really exciting because while I consider myself not an expert, but pretty in-depth marketing and communication knowledge, tourism is going to be a little bit of a challenge for me, but not in a negative way. It's been fun so far. So in the first 2 weeks, this is actually the first day of my third week. So I'm still pretty fresh. I'm still learning the role. But in the first 2 weeks already, we've already come up with a new brand narrative for Visit Clinton. That's our North Star for any communications and marketing efforts that are going to come out of Visit Clinton. It sets the tone, and it story tells why Clinton is so great. It's not just the assets, it's the people, it's everything that we have here. And it just gives, if I were to give it to you today, you would know exactly how we're going to communicate and share Clinton's story. The second thing that we've done so far in the first 2 weeks is our overall marketing strategy, what we're going to do in the next year. As you know, this role has been vacant for a little under a year, so I want to reinvent it, and I want to make it fresh and on trend and just can compete with other communities like Iowa City, the Quad Cities, Des Moines, and everything like that. And by doing all of this, I think we're really in a great position to position Clinton as a premier Midwest destination. Just to give you a bit of a synopsis of what we're going to do in this marketing plan, we're really going to enhance our digital marketing efforts. We know we're in a digital age and we're social creatures, and everyone's on social media or online, or they're watching the TV or things like that. So that's where we are really going to hone in on our efforts. I think print advertisements is a thing of the past, so we're not going to rely on people picking up our visitor guides in different towns and hoping they come and visit us. Instead, we're going to be very present. You're going to see us all over social media. You're going to see us when you're driving down the street. You're just going to see us everywhere, and then that's mainly what we're going to be focusing on. Other things that we're going to be focusing on is strengthening our partnerships with the people in Clinton that are already doing great work. In the past, this role might have been in charge of creating events or thinking about the next big thing, but I think we already have pretty great events here. We have great people that are really passionate and committed to sharing Clinton's story. So I plan on just being an incubator and helping them share our events with my marketing knowledge and partnering with them. So those brand partnerships, coming up with a new marketing strategy, giving Visit Clinton a new fresh brand so that it can compete with these other destination areas, I think is really going to position us. And I know what you all want to do is increase our hotel motel tax revenue, and so we're hoping that all of this together gets more people here in Clinton. But not only get them here, we want them to come back. So we're going to focus on retention strategies as well, so that when they drive through, they don't just keep going, they'll come back and they'll always have fond memories of Clinton. So that's a short synopsis. I look forward to working with all of you. I plan to come to more of these. Like I said, this is the start of my third week, so I'm pretty fresh, so everything is still in the air, but we have plans solid. We're going forward, and at the end of the day, I think you'll be really proud of Grow Clinton and the work we're doing. So thank you.
Cool.
Yes. I was like, what? 719 is the address of, I was like, what, 719? So you guys all are the building that we're in at Grow Clinton. We are actually acquiring the building next door to it, and we're going to make it our tourism hub. So when you walk in the doors, you're not only going to be greeted by our nice, friendly faces, you're also going to be greeted by all things tourism. So a place to buy Clinton-made products, swag made from us in Clinton, all things knowledge that can come from visitor guides and things like that. And we're going to be taking our kiosk, is that what we call it? The digital kiosk that's up on the riverfront. We're going to bring it home so we can take better care of it and also be there in case someone has questions and things like that. One last thing I do want to note too is we're going to be making a really big impression in the community. We're not going to just sit behind our computer screen and hope that our tactics are working. You're going to see us out in the community. Even though they already do a great job in that, I plan on being there, so please say hi if you see me. But yeah, that's what we've got going on. I'm at the Grow Clinton building, so you can come and see me anytime or give us a call. I'm happy to answer any questions, work together in whatever way you guys want. And if you have any questions, I'm available to answer them.
Cool.
So thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Welcome.
Matt's gonna take a quick photo. If we get the mayor pro tem to call her and do like a little telephone interview, that'd be good. Mayor, you don't have to do it, but Cody.
These are liaison anyway.
Yes, sir. Yeah, just get up there, take a picture real quick for
Standing in
socials.
front of them?
Yeah, they don't care.
Who am I gonna block?
Mayor.
We'll all stand. Should we go over that way?
Oh, can them all come around, huh?
Yeah, we will.
Yeah, we'll come around.
What are we doing? Oh,
We're
for
going
God's
around.
sakes.
This unity.
See, I set it up perfect for you.
You did a
Yeah.
great job. Hey, don't mess it up.
That's bad, is it? Grill shack? Yeah, how you doing? Hi Pat, how you doing? Next to the little guy.
Red, green, blue.
There we go. Maryline.
Okay, on three. 1, 2, 3. There we go.
All right, thank you. Nice to meet you. Hey, that's good. See ya.
We got it.
We will, we will.
We won't be yakking. We're gonna be out of here. It's on you now.
We just scurried right out.
You did.
Didn't even say goodbye.
He said goodbye to us.
Okay, where are we at? Okay, Councilmember Shimmers, Rock Creek Solar.
Yes, I'm going to invite our, they're back there talking right now.
There we go.
Solar, come on up.
Kimberly.
Sure.
Well, we can, Kimberly.
So I was contacted, they wanted to
There will be
provide some
time
updates.
for a photo op, I promise.
Ah.
It's just not tonight.
Not tonight,
Yeah.
but it's getting closer.
It's getting
Very
closer.
good.
Yeah.
We're moving forward. Good.
All right, so, good evening, honorable city council members. Thank you for accommodating me this evening with an agenda item. What I hope to bring you is just a very high-level update on our progress as we move slow roll to construction commencement date. So I'm going to provide you that update and then leave you time for questions, and I'll do my best to answer. So at this point, we have obtained all of our land use permits and our Iowa Utilities Commission generating certificate. And we've fully executed road use agreements with all the necessary jurisdictions that fall within the project footprint, including City of Clinton. And we also have issued to all the jurisdictions the required annual performance bonds associated with the road use agreements, certificate of insurance to protect all of the jurisdictions' listed agents and employees, and as well as issued our decommissioning bonds. The decommissioning bonds to each jurisdiction reflect the portion of the facility that's within your jurisdiction. Overall, the total wraps up to support the total cost, estimated cost for decommissioning 30 years down the road. And we will continue to update and refine that on an annual basis to make sure that our projected cost of decommissioning is commensurate with annual cost increases. As we've all experienced cost increases in our daily lives and professional lives on an annual basis, it makes sense to do that. It's only good practice. We have, at this point, from a ministerial standpoint, received driveway permits from Clinton County and City of Camanche. We don't have any driveways in the City of Clinton's jurisdiction, so no need there unless something changes. But I'm sure, working with Jason Kraft already, it's a relationship that we're building and will continue to maintain in case something comes up or arises. Our project has been awarded to an EPC contractor, engineering procurement contractor, who then subs out the subcontracted work for various requirements to build the project. Our EPC contractor continues to finalize what we call micrositing, and literally that's what it means. We microsite survey to make sure that everything can go where it's proposed per our detailed design. And if there are any tweaks or changes that need to happen, that information flows back and forth between our engineering teams, and as well as informs the permits that we continue to apply for, structural, building, and electrical permits. So that is ongoing. Third-party utility locates throughout the project area. There could be buried fiber, there could be overhead transmission line, there could be railroad tracks with, easements, there could be active pipelines, all of these. We work with those third-party utilities to locate their facilities, determine whether there are any encroachment agreements or crossing consents that need to be exercised, and so that work is ongoing. And as we narrow all of that down, we are beginning to stake the limits of construction, so that's sort of that definitive line from where land that will not be utilized for the facility is outside of the limits of construction, and anything that we stake is inside the limits of construction. So staking is very, very important. We'll be doing that for initially staking out our driveway access locations, the main laydown yard, which is located on 280th Street and 380th Street. It will be approximately 6 acres to accommodate all the job trailers. And the second laydown yard, which is going to accommodate worker parking, as well as some equipment staging, is approximately 10 acres. So it's important to stake that out in relation to the land that's adjacent and not utilized for that purpose. All in preparation for eventually staking the project site-wide. That would be for every parcel that's included in the project, including the 4 parcels permitted here in the City of Clinton's jurisdiction. And that's establishing the limit of construction for solar arrays, for the proposed collection substation, the proposed battery energy storage. Those are all in the Camanche jurisdiction, not in Clinton's jurisdiction. But just to give you an idea, the level of detail involved with staking alone, and you haven't even pushed a single, really, yard of dirt. The next thing is stormwater best management practices. We call them BMPs. It's silt fencing. Every single project, development project that any of us have ever seen, you see the silt fencing in the drainage ways and waterways. Nothing different here. It's just something that is a step in our process, and that'll be coming soon. All considered to be early work civil construction and necessary to ensure that we maintain the project and maintain compliance with Iowa Department of Natural Resources and as required by the local jurisdictions. On May 8th, we completed a necessary step that was associated with our vegetation management plan, both here in the City of Clinton as well as the other jurisdiction. Vegetation management plan is a huge priority for us. Cover cropping specifically is the first step in that process. Fortunately, all three jurisdictions were in sync with allowing a 90-10 split of oats and clover. So I'm very happy to say that local tenant farmers completed that work and are being in the process of being compensated for that custom farming. Of course, cover cropping, if anybody knows a bit about agriculture, helps to manage to suppress weeds, number one, right? It also helps to build soil structure and also reduce potential erosion. Our construction teams really like it because it allows them to work and do the work that needs to get done without battling the weeds. So that's a huge win to have that work done, to have that seeded prior to construction mobilization. We will be holding a pre-construction kickoff meeting tomorrow morning, and representatives for all jurisdictions will be present. That'll be at Clinton County Administration Building, I think the offices of Todd Kinney's team, and including our EPC team members and the NextEra Energy Resources dedicated construction superintendent for Rock Creek Solar. And I will be there as well to keep everybody in line, as you can imagine. And also earlier in May, Rock Creek Solar contacted your Neighborhood Services Director, Karen Rowan, to request specific direction on how to maintain through guidance from her team, and I understand your city attorney's team, the guidance on the process to extend the solar SUP. As you can imagine, a project of this scale cannot be completed in 1 year. The permit at its original issuance was approved for 1 year, so we've requested that it be commensurate with the duration of the solar project. And as I understand it, the guidance that Karen was provided from the city attorney was that we had to go before the Board of Adjustment. So I understand we are on the agenda for the June Board of Adjustment. So really great communication with the city in the last few weeks. So I appreciate that. So with that, do they have any questions for me?
So you do have that figured out, the special use permit extension?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
good, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, these projects don't get done in a year. Yeah.
No, they don't. So,
And if in a perfect world in your crystal ball, at what point would you see this all be operational? Are you still on track, or are you?
yes, we are currently on track to COD the project on December 1, 2026. Yeah. We will, out of abundance of caution, request that the extension go through June of 2027, simply because of seasonal requirements to perform seasonal performance testing associated with commissioning the facility. You know, December is not the best time to do that, so we already know that spring in 2027 would be a great time to do that. Because we're working with 3 jurisdictions, we're going to be working directly with them to all the way through being released from any obligations under the road use agreement. There'll be plenty of inspections from the city's building department and building officials, City of Camanche and City of Clinton, as well as Clinton County. So we want to provide ample time for those punch list items and want the permits to be valid all the way through the end.
Okay. Perfect. All right.
All
So
right.
are we gonna have an agenda item to lengthen the special use permit, or is it just,
I think
it's
it's good.
okay,
They're gonna
it's all
work
good, okay.
Yeah, I think the Board of Adjustment will handle that.
Oh, they
so-
have to do it again?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay,
But
okay.
I don't know if it needs to come before you guys after that or.
Just
I'll
probably
double
the
check.
minutes, yeah,
I don't think it does.
yeah.
How many acres is going to be again?
So the total project is, inside the project boundary is 1,600 acres, but that is not all array. The rule of thumb for how much of the project lands will have racking and solar panels is about a third of that. So a little bit less, approximately 600 acres will support solar array and solar facilities. In Clinton's jurisdiction, we have 4 parcels that are included in the project. And all 4 of those parcels, a couple of them are not quite 40 acres, so less than 160 acres total. And again, those are parcels that are going to have dedicated solar array and access roads. So of 160 acres, a third of that would be considered solar panels. Yeah.
All right. Any other
All right,
questions?
well, it's good to see you guys again.
Yeah, thanks for the update, Kimberly.
Yeah, no problem. And I am very happy to bring updates as necessary with any frequency
Okay.
that you deem necessary. But in addition to that, we will be including your city building staff in what we call our plan of the day distribution list, POD. So essentially, when we plan to be in your jurisdiction with any civil grading or any specific building activities like driving piles and erecting the solar panels, the city will know exactly when we plan to be, within your jurisdiction, and we'll schedule those inspections. So,
Awesome.
okay.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you, Council.
All right, bye.
Thanks. All right. Tammy's back up here. You had a busy night, Tammy.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Mayor Pro Tem, I guess we lost our mayor and switched seats here, so, okay. And council-
Officially, do you want to tell him what he did?
He's
Officially?
going to lob the ball at
Lob.
the opening game tonight.
For the Lumber
so-
Kings.
For the Lumber Kings.
Against
so
the pistol shrimp.
Hopefully, we'll have a little video recording we can review at some point, so, yeah.
Lob.
All right, so before you guys, you have a council report on 4 properties we just obtained this month through 657A. The first one, 534 Second Avenue South, we've obtained early in May. I am requesting that all 4 of these properties be placed on the demolition list. If you've looked through everything, they're not in the greatest shape. None of them are. We've struggled with them. So 534 Second Avenue South, we have been dealing with since 2018, if not even before then. It's changed hands numerous times. It's had a fire, structural issues with this property on the outside, foundation's in bad shape. We couldn't even walk through a section of the house because of the floor was so bad. 437 9th Avenue South, both owners are deceased. It has been sitting there. This is one, if you drive on 9th Avenue South, the 400 block, usually in the summer, you can't see the house. It's covered in vines. And I believe the vines are probably holding up a portion of the house. 1806 Camanche Avenue, we just obtained 657A on this one. This one has sat since 2016. It was a rental at one time. That one had the basement flooded in 2016 after the owner walked away from it, and through the winter, the pipes ruptured. The basement was completely flooded. It has been sitting vacant all along. Since then, it has holes in the roof. We've been dealing with squatters at this property. 750 10th Avenue South is another one that is extremely in bad shape with foundation issues and roof issues. I would ask the council to approve to put these 4 on the demolition list for us.
I would go ahead and make that motion.
Okay, we got a motion in a second. Any discussion?
Would this be next year, or are we filled up for next year already?
For 25, 26, right now, we have 7 properties by resolution before these 4 on that list. We have not
7?
moved forward, we have 7.
Okay.
We have, then these 4, we have not moved forward with asbestos inspections or anything on those, because right now we have 2 commercial buildings that we are gonna need to sit down and discuss what to do with.
And this would become out of the bond that will come in the same time you asked about earlier. This will be August, September. So some of these may be in the fall, but most likely could be in the spring of next year. It just depends on,
Yeah, most of the demos get done between
The winter.
January and March, April, just because the demo contractors are looking for work then, and that's why we get a better bid usually.
Yeah.
The people in the first ward, thank you.
You go, Bill.
They weren't all in the first ward, were they? I think some of them were in the second, or maybe one, just one.
One.
Yeah,
Second Avenue South.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you had one,
had one.
25%.
Yeah. All right, no further discussion? Okay, so we have a motion and a second. Put these on the demo list. Can I have roll call?
Councilmember Shimmers. Detterman,
Yes.
Seely.
Yes.
Davis,
Yes.
Oberon,
Yes.
Mussman,
Yes.
Kearns.
Yes.
Okay, and we've got 9:35 and 7:21.
Yep, 935 11th Avenue South is one we just demoed this year. The neighbor next door who has maintained it a lot for us over the years while it was sitting vacant has made an offer for the property. This was the little bitty one that was also covered in vines that we demolished, so. And then 721 South Sixth Street, we just took this one back. We originally had sold this one. The owner that purchased it from the city did nothing to the property. So we expended money and took title back to it. We were getting ready to request this one on the demolition list when Busy Bee had gone to do some work to secure the property for us and has made an offer for this one to just purchase it and rehab it and flip it or rent it. I don't know which he's gonna do, but.
I'd make a motion on both of these.
Okay.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. How much did we sell that for to the other owner? Do you remember, Tammy?
I think it was 1,500.
Yeah.
It was one of the earlier ones that was without a lot of the contract stuff that we have in there, so we
Okay.
didn't have that, but I think it was like 1,500.
And I forget, does this have to go through a public hearing period again to accept bids?
This one, these are not in the urban renewal, so
Okay.
we just need to move it to a resolution.
To a resolution?
And
Okay.
somebody could still come along and say, hey.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's,
but-
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
All right, so Rex sees potential and 721 South Sixth, perfect.
Maybe.
Good deal.
Great, thank you.
All right, thank you, Tammy.
There you go.
All right, any further discussion? Could we have roll call, please?
Councilmember Shimmers. Detterman,
Yes.
Seely.
Yes.
Davis,
Yes.
Oberon,
Yes.
Mussman,
Abstain.
Kearns.
I'm a good friend with the guy for 935 that's making the bid.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Kearns.
All right. All right, we got building code updates, Chief McQuistion.
I think he started the night and he's finished. it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
All right, so sent a code report out that had the code interpretation report from a building official stating that the state has adopted the 2023 National Electric Code, the 2024 Uniform Plumbing Code, and the 2024 International Mechanical Code. Basically, our city ordinance is behind that, and we have to adopt those with amendments to stay current with them, as they don't allow us to adopt anything that is less strict than what the state adopts. So it'd be our recommendation that we do adopt them with the amendments that are listed in the code report, and then also that we list those amendments in the ordinance. That'll really come into play when you saw the notice of intent by the state to adopt the 2024 ICC codes, except for the energy code, because I guess the energy code is too political. So those will have more amendments that will come with it. That's what they're working on now, is the amendments. And I think, what you really see is the construction industry and then all their lobbyists working with the city code or with the state code officials, and what they're doing is making it right so that we can all be on the same page. And I think that'll come into evidence as the city of Camanche uses whatever the state has adopted, and then we have what we've adopted, which isn't the same. And currently, we have an energy facility trying to manage both of those. And when the state does this, it'll put everybody at 2024, because Camanche and those that don't have a building department follow the states. Will also be at the state's level, so.
Okay.
I'll make a motion.
All right, we have a motion. Okay, we have a motion and a second. Well, I didn't lie to Scott when I said we were gonna move right along.
You're gonna get to see this stuff.
I've got a couple
Yeah.
questions,
Yeah.
but, so we got a motion and a second. Chief, are we only, did they come out with like a book or something that shows you guys like the changes between the codes that we're on and like, hey, these are the major changes, or?
Yeah, so we're currently at 2018.
Yep.
Since then, they've done a 2021 edition and a 2024 edition. So there's differences between this code set and that code set, and we would have to play catch up on getting those all familiar with all those.
Yep.
But
Have you or any of the staff members kind of broken down, hey, these are the new things we've got? Because I think, well, I, as a council member, would like to know some of that. I know it's not optional when the state's telling you, you know, you got to do
Remember to
it.
see the-
But also, I think for contractors and for citizens in general, to say, hey, these are the new things we're tracking, you know, like, now if you put a new service in, you have to have a surge protector, right? You have to have, I think that's one of the requirements.
I'm sorry, I missed it.
Surge protector if you put a new service in. I think that's one of the requirements. So, sprinkler systems are not though, right? In new residential dwellings, single family?
They'll amend that out.
They did? Okay, okay. Do you,
Good evening, Mayor Pro Tem, council members, Administrator Brook. Rich Johansson, member of the inspector with the building department, or the building safety division now, under the fire department. Yeah, as far as the information on the codes, this is actually going to help out our local contractors and contractors that come in from other states. They train on these, the cycles are every 3 years, right? So the 2 years before and the year during, licensed contractors are trained on the next codes. So they're well aware of it. You can Google everything there's a ton of updates, to be honest. Nothing significant, really, that's gonna make, turn our lives upside down. Just to give you a little level of comfort about it, in my experience with electrical I've been through, this will be our 16th code change that I've been through. It's just a way of life for licensed contractors.
Yep.
We're trained on, we have to do code update classes every year on this, so.
I think what Mayor Protemp was saying too is I think we can visualize is we can take all the updates and plop them into what our current codes are so that you
Yes.
can see then the line.
that's what I was
throughs
kind of,
that
I didn't
will
know if
occur.
that would be hard.
So that
to
would
do,
help the
yeah.
council kind of walk through as we get ready to do it, because we're gonna have, remember we did this last time, it was kind of like a spaghetti going everywhere, because there's other things that go back to this one that we changed. And
Yep.
so I think what we need to do is take the template, that replaces it, but this is what gets deleted so you guys can see that, now that we're adopting this new update from the state.
Yep.
Yes, back when we were looking at going to the 21, and then we found out the state was going to the 24, our inspectors, between the three of us, we've got 6 or 7 presentations
Yep.
in a can that.
So you probably got some data you can put together pretty easy that
Yes.
summarizes. Okay.
Absolutely.
That'd be no problem.
Yes.
When does the state say we have to, did they give us a transition period, or did they say?
Well, we're
or-
actually behind the ball on the 2023 that would have been adopted by the state in
Oh, for the electrical?
2024.
Yep.
It's been history. The year after the code goes to print, the state gives us a year to learn it
Okay.
and then enforces it
So
at the
we're
end of that
just,
year.
you're basically nailing all three.
We're catching up, and this is gonna be a pretty short cycle on this one because the 26 is coming up.
Okay.
So we're
Okay.
gonna be working on that one here before we know it. Biggest thing on the electrical one is on campgrounds. I'm not sure about that, but.
Didn't think of that, but yeah, that's a good point. Sure, we'll have surge
No, there
protectors
isn't.
everywhere.
Something about a dome?
Yeah, there isn't much on, a little more on GFCI protection on 30 and
GFCI.
50
Well,
amp.
tamper-resistant outlets, I know, is one. GFCI, there's new requirements. I know the island outlets has been kind of controversial.
There's a footnote in it that.
Is there?
50 amp receptacles may not be enough in today's world.
Yep.
Not enforceable, but it's a footnote in the book.
Okay. Those surge protectors, now, we got a lot of folks that got an existing home, and let's say they're just updating the service, so they're gonna have to put it in a surge protector and do all that?
That is in now.
What's
In the
that at
2020.
for cost?
Honestly, don't
Is it a couple
remember.
$100 or?
I don't know if they're $30.
I mean, I guess, and this is not your guys'
I really don't get into the
deal,
pricing
but,
of these
yeah.
things. I
I mean,
truly
it
don't.
just, the codes, I understand them, but then every time, it takes an electrical service that used to be $1,500 and now they're $2,500 because, new requirement. So,
With the more electronics that we have, yeah, and more safeties built into it with the
Yep.
emergency disconnect, yeah.
yep, that too, so.
One great success, I'll go back in time a little bit, 2017, and it was amended by the 2020, it was the solar array chapter, whole new chapter, and that has been a tremendous success. Companies that come in from everywhere, everyone is just.
Following that
Yes,
exactly.
It's worked so well.
That's good.
It has made our life easy, yeah.
Good.
For sure.
Good. Anybody have any questions?
So you get to
For
see a lot of
Rich,
this
or-
forthcoming.
Yeah. Oh, and I do have one more question. We're just rolling with what the state has told us. We're not doing any extra requirements?
Correct.
Okay.
Well, no, we'll slide those in right at the end.
At least you're. Got a heads up. Hey, I can't decipher from all this, you know what I mean? There's too many.
Well, part of it, you can see in all the 3 trades, they took out chapter 1, that's administration.
Yep.
They have that in the, as you go through the different code books, they kind of say the same thing in administration. So they nix that. And you see where they deleted the name of the IMC, NEC, and the plumbing code, and said the Iowa State. They're setting themselves up so that they don't have to go through this again.
Yep.
It's just going to be the states, and then they.
Speaking of that, I do have one more question. Since we generally do follow state code on this stuff, especially if they mandate it, we have to follow it. Is there a code change we can have that just allows us to follow state code without you guys having to go through this all the time? Because if the state mandates it, I'm not sure what the purpose of a big conversation is.
That could probably be written in the ordinance.
That would,
We talked about, remember that, your first time you were on council, we talked about how basically it would just be renewed each time
Yeah,
automatically.
if you did anything above and beyond what the state mandated, then obviously that required discussion. But if state's mandating it and say you have to have it done by this date, I don't know why we have to continually have the discussion. Am I?
Right.
Yeah.
I was here in 27 or 2018, and we did
Yep.
just that, and
It was very smooth.
Yeah.
it didn't get written in.
But I think what we can,
Okay.
yeah, that we wanted to, but what I think we can do is, as we go through there, see if anything is standing above the corn. Meaning, this is the baseline for the state. Is there anything that we have that's outside of the norm? Identify that, and if we don't, and have that discussion, we don't need to get rid of it, so we can be right in line. So when the
Yeah.
updates do come,
Yeah,
have to
because,
separate.
I mean, when the state says, hey, you gotta
Do it.
be on this, and we're following state codes, state says this, you guys know what you gotta do. Yeah,
yeah.
The only reason the state held back on this was COVID hit and the
Yep.
world got turned upside down.
Yep.
but-
and that might be
Otherwise-
something, we had to write in, Pat would have
Yeah.
to come up with some
We'll get the right
language, I don't
words.
know, I'm
Yep.
sure he'll have magical words for it, so.
Well, I think, what we had the discussion last time is the council, whatever council's sitting at that time, still needs to know what that is.
Yes.
Yeah,
But-
so.
But then it still gets brought forward to get
Yeah.
approved, but it's a more streamlined method.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah.
But appreciate it, guys,
Yeah,
thank you.
definitely. Thanks.
I am excited to see a little summary of the changes, that
It
will
won't
be
be a little,
helpful.
but yeah.
Or big summary, whatever it is.
It'll be a big summary.
Yeah,
Okay.
Or you can use AI to throw that together, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So we'd entertain a motion to move this.
So, yeah, we already have a motion
Oh,
in a
sorry,
second.
sorry.
Pat, remember he jumped the gun, and then Eartha was ready to go home too. Okay, so we have a motion, and a second, any more discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilmember Summers. Detterman.
Yes.
Seeley.
Yes.
Davis.
Yes.
Oberon.
Yes.
Mussman.
Yes.
Kearns.
Yes.
All right, any council members have any updates?
Since the mayor isn't here, there's something happening next week. I forgot the name of it right now, but
Oh,
but
is there a, is
something
there
about
some sort of
music,
concert?
but
Oh, yeah. What's that oh, tan lines. Tan lines?
Taillights, yeah.
Tailgates.
But we're gearing up for that. You know, I'm not in, central committee
Josh
or
isn't here
anything,
either.
but Our Legion is, we're ready to go with parking and stuff out on Lincoln Way. and
Good.
Ready to rock. Looking forward to it.
Yep, let's hope for some additional ticket sales this last week and,
Good weather.
good weather and God bless the groundhogs down there. We're gonna be parking there.
The showboat kicks off on June 12th with the Adams family.
Perfect. We got concerts, we got showboat. Nothing
Lumber
else?
Kings tonight.
Lumber Kings tonight? Matt, nothing? Yeah, lots of good stuff. Nobody else?
Pops concert on Sunday night at the band shell.
Perfect.
Felix Adler Days on June 14th, that's coming up too.
Okay.
A lot of things coming up.
Lots of good things.
Things to do with the review.
Many things to do with the Riverview. All right, I have nothing. Could I get a motion to adjourn?
The gavel.
We're adjourned.
All right.